RPAS Site Survey, everything you should know for safe and compliant operations. Section 1. Introduction to Site Surveys. Definition. A site survey is a comprehensive assessment of the location where a remotely piloted aircraft (RPA) operation will take place. It identifies potential hazards, assesses compliance with Transport Canada regulations, and ensures the safety of the operation. Legal mandates. As per Section 901.27 of the Canadian Aviation Regulations, CARS, conducting a site survey is a mandatory requirement for RPAS, remotely piloted aircraft system, operators before beginning any operations. A direct citation from the regulation states, no pilot shall operate a remotely piloted aircraft system unless, before commencing operations, they determine that the site for takeoff, launch, landing or recovery is suitable for the proposed operation by conducting a site survey that takes into account the following factors. A. The boundaries of the area of operation. B. The type of airspace and the applicable regulatory requirements. C. The altitudes and routes to be used on the approach to and departure from the area of operation. D. The proximity of manned aircraft operations. E. The proximity of aerodromes, airports and heliports. F. The location and height of obstacles, including wires, masts, buildings, cell phone towers and wind turbines. G. The predominant weather and environmental conditions for the area of operation, and H. The horizontal distances from persons not involved in the operation. Who should use this? Recreational users flying drones over 250 grams. Commercial operators with basic or advanced certification. Organizations conducting high-risk operations, such as BVLOS, beyond visual line of sight. Section 2. Pre-survey preparation. Regulatory compliance. Review the TC-AIM RPA section for specific rules. Understand restricted zones and prohibited areas, e.g., airports, national parks. Ensure compliance with local and provincial laws. Tools and resources. RPAS WILCO is an all-in-one platform and the only drone-compliant tool authorized to use NAV Canada aeronautical data, simplifying drone compliance with TC regulations. It offers site surveys, automated logging, safety checks, ensuring compliance for both commercial and recreational operators. Documentation to carry. RPAS registration certificate and pilot certificate. Emergency contacts, including NAV Canada, local authorities, and your team. Section 3. Detailed survey process. Here is the outline for all the information that should be included in a site survey. Airspace and environmental assessment. Airspace awareness. Identify the class of airspace, A, B, C, D, E, F, or G. Obtain NAV Canada approval for operations in controlled airspace. Check NOTAMs, notices to airmen, for temporary restrictions or warnings. Ground area inspection. Avoid flying over schools, public events, or densely populated areas unless authorized. Identify potential access points for emergency response if required. Wildlife considerations. Avoid nesting or breeding areas to minimize environmental impact. Research local wildlife restrictions for the area. Example, protected species zones. Hazard identification. Physical hazards. Map all obstacles, trees, power lines, antennas, buildings, and their heights relative to your RPA's altitude. Note proximity to roads, vehicles, or other infrastructure. Weather conditions. Check wind speed and direction, temperature, and visibility using UAV weather tools. Assess sun angles or potential glare affecting visual line of sight. Electromagnetic interference (EMI). Be cautious near cell towers, radio stations, or industrial zones with high EMI levels. Conduct a brief signal check before launching the drone. Terrain analysis. Ensure flat, clear ground for takeoff, landing areas. Assess slopes or water bodies that could complicate landings. Social and safety factors. Proximity to people. For basic operations, maintain a minimum horizontal distance of 30 meters from bystanders. For advanced operations, refer to Transport Canada guidelines based on the drone category. Crowded areas. Avoid unless an SFOC, Special Flight Operation Certificate, explicitly allows operations. Local laws and permissions. Coordinate with municipal offices or private property owners for additional permissions. Sounds complicated? Don't worry. We recommend using RPAS WILCO, a free platform that creates site surveys for you in under a minute. We designed this platform to take the hassle out of the process, ensuring you fly safely and in compliance. For more details on how to complete a site survey with RPAS WILCO, check out our video. Make a site survey in 2 minutes using RPAS WILCO. Section 4. Risk Mitigation Strategies. Collision Avoidance Plans. Configure obstacle sensors and define geofencing boundaries in your drone software. Establish a manual override protocol in case of GPS failure. Contingency planning. Identify multiple emergency landing zones in the operational area. Develop a clear communication plan with team members or air traffic control, if applicable. Safety zones. Establish a secure takeoff and landing area with barriers or visual markers. Ensure bystanders are briefed and kept at a safe distance. Risk register. Use a table format to document risks with the following columns. Identified risk example, power lines. Likelihood, impact, mitigation strategy. Section 5. Checklist for operators. Provide an easy-to-follow checklist that covers all critical areas, such as confirmed drone registration and pilot certification. Review weather forecast and airspace permissions. Conduct a visual inspection of the area for hazards. Check for updated NOTAMs or new airspace restrictions. Verify drone systems, battery charge, propellers, sensors. Pro tip. We recommend RPAS WILCO, a free platform that provides comprehensive pre-flight and in-flight and post-flight checklists. 6. Information requirements pre-survey report template. Include fields for date, time, operator name, equipment details, and identified hazards. Flight plan. Draw a visual map of the area marking takeoff, landing zones, restricted areas, and flight paths. Flight logs. Record operational data such as flight duration, altitudes, battery levels, and any anomalies. We recommend RPAS WILCO, a free platform that helps users create flight plans and generates detailed flight logs. Section 7. Emergency procedures. Loss of control or communication. Program the RPAS to return to home or hover safely if a signal is lost. Ensure a backup controller or emergency team is ready. Malfunctions or power failures. Test emergency protocols before the mission. Mark areas suitable for emergency landings on your map before takeoff. Incident reporting. Follow Transport Canada's incident reporting protocol, e.g., contacting CADORS for reportable incidents. Section 8. Post-survey actions. Site debriefing. Compare planned versus actual site conditions and document lessons learned. Update logs. Record new hazards or changes to the environment for future operations. Feedback loop. Regularly review and refine your site survey process based on operational experience. You can do this all in the RPAS WILCO app, which makes updating flight logs and seeing your progress easier than ever before. 9. Common challenges and tips. Dynamic weather. Always prepare for sudden changes with alternate flight plans. EMI risks. Test signal strength before launching the drone. Public interaction. Develop a quick response script to handle questions or concerns from bystanders. Section 10. Advanced considerations. BVLOS flights include additional requirements for spotters and communication tools. Ensure you have obtained a Special Flight Operations Certificate, SFOC, before proceeding. Night operations. Equip the drone with appropriate anti-collision lights. Conduct extra visibility checks during the survey. Got questions? Book a meeting or contact us. Links in the description.